complete lots of different types of activities in one day is called productive, and it is a good thing. And we are also always told that way, and we see that many people who are in leadership positions, whether it is in a small committee in college or whether it is actually running a startup or something, they end up doing multitasking. And I feel that when you are multitasking, number one, you don't end up doing very good quality work, you end up doing substandard work, and multitasking somehow drains my energy a lot, and I just was not feeling very happy about multitasking and managing my time that way. So since the last few months, because I started doing lots of different activities, I go to college, I am running my Instagram account, my YouTube channel, I am also seeing my patients, my private visits. So since the last few months I was feeling a bit overwhelmed, and I felt that I should start scheduling my time properly. I should start doing proper management of my time so that I am able to focus well on every task. I'm able to give my 100%, and I can actually do everything. I can manage everything. So along with all these professional activities, I even do dancing, I even do singing. So I wanted to be able to do all those things along with doing my professional work. So this is the reason why I started experimenting on different things and trying to see what works for myself and everything. So when I started this process, I started jotting down things which are going wrong for me, which I feel I am not doing properly. So I started jotting down things, and the few things that I came across which were the problem areas for me were that, first of all, I try to do many things in one day, that I multitask. Then secondly, when I am faced with the prospect of doing a lot of things in one day, I end up on my phone or on social media for a long time. I don't even realize that I'm on social media, and then towards the end of the day I would completely regret all of that, and not being able to do various things, I would completely regret it, and I would feel very bad that I was not able to manage my time properly. Then third thing was that when I used to lie down on my bed at night, I used to feel that I'm not in control of my time. I was feeling out of control, and I just felt so busy doing so many things that at night, this is something called as revenge bedtime procrastination. I used to feel so busy during the entire day that at night I used to sleep late to try to catch up on that alone time, that sense of freedom during the late hours, which is not a good strategy again, because the next day I had to wake up and my entire cycle would start again, that sleeping late, waking up early, and then feeling lethargic the entire day. So these were the main problems that I used to face. So what I started doing was, I started first identifying, I first got a planner for myself. So every Sunday I would write down on my weekly goals the must-dos. So for me, for example, the must-dos are that I want to exercise for 30 minutes every day at least. The second must-do would be that I have to study for 2 hours at least in a day. The third must-do is meditation for at least 30 minutes. And the fourth must-do is reading books. So I used to write down these must-dos for myself for the weekly goals. Then the second column would be the fun stuff. So I would write down the fun stuff which I want to do this week. So I want to go out with a friend, and that would be one of the fun stuff that I want to do. The second would be that I want to watch a TV show. That is the second fun stuff. So I would write down the fun stuff. Then the third thing would be what I have to do. Now the must-dos is one column, the fun stuff is the second column. These two things, the must-dos I have to do every day from Monday to Sunday. I want to do every day. The second column, the fun stuff, I will try to balance it out during the week. The third column would be have to do's. So these have to do's would probably be that first I have to shoot my Instagram video. I have to make Instagram content. The second must do would probably be YouTube videos or something. The third must do's would be the third have to do's would be that I have to go for patient visits, so etc. So all these would be my have to do's. Now all this I started doing. Now when I would plan my daily schedule, I would first write down my must do's. So my must do's are meditation, reading books, exercising, all of these must do's. So I would schedule my day accordingly. Like in the morning, as soon as I would get up, I would write that I would read 15 to 20 minutes of a book to start my day. That will be my must do. Then after coming back from my work, I would exercise. That is my second must do. So I would write down my must do's which I have to do during the day. Then the second thing was I would schedule my fun stuff. So by scheduling your fun stuff, you are actually looking forward to it. So you first write down your fun stuff, that you will do your fun stuff at this time. Then the third would be that you have to do whatever work is there, you have to do it. So what happens is that you want to do something, but you have to do something before that. So in order to be able to watch a TV show, I have to do so and so work. I have to finish so and so work. In order to go out shopping or in order to meet my friend, I have to complete some amount of work. So this is how I would be able to tick mark my things that I actually have to do in order to do my want to do stuff. So this is the second strategy that I applied. Then the third strategy which I applied was I identified the most active time of the day for myself. So I am not a morning person. I usually feel very slow in the mornings, and after that I have college at a specific time. So that time slot goes away for myself. Then in the evening time after 5 o'clock, when I've had like a 30-minute nap in the afternoon, in the evening at 5 o'clock, I would feel the most active. I would feel the most fresh. So the time period between 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. would be my most active time. 9 p.m. 8:39 I usually have my dinner. So that time gets excluded. And then the time from 9:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. would again be the most active part of my day. So this time period, I started scheduling my major stuff, and it really worked for me because I identified what my body is the most comfortable with, is the most active at what time of the day. So I end up being the most productive at that time. So some task which would actually require me 4 to 5 hours in the morning, I was able to actually complete it in 1 or 2 hours in the evening. So identifying your most active time of the day is very important according to your body type and according to what you prefer to do. Now this is how I plan my week. I identify all of these things and I plan my week accordingly. Now a few tips that I want to give which work for me is that exercising. So I'm not able to set a separate time for exercise. So what I do is when I am studying or working on my laptop in the evenings, every 15-20 minutes I get up. I have my TheraBand right on my desk itself. I have a dumbbell right below my desk. So I just get up, I take my TheraBand or I take my dumbbell and I do one exercise. 10 repetitions and 3 sets. I do that exercise and again go back to doing my work. So in this way, I'm actually even getting up every 15-20 minutes. I'm doing an exercise and I'm again sitting. So the bad effects of sitting also get negated and I'm able to complete my exercise regime also of the day. Now if I have to go for a walk, then I would probably go for a walk before starting my day. So walk would happen before I start my actual work. 30-minute walk I usually take before starting my actual work. So this is how I find time to exercise, because I haven't been a very kind of a person who really likes to exercise, but I know that it's very important to exercise. So I try to find my time like that way, and maybe you can also try to find your time that way, the way I have done it. Now the second tip that I would give you is social media. So when you find yourself just scrolling social media endlessly and you are stuck in that think about scrolling social media, then do just one thing. Get up and it's a very small thing, so get up and clear your desk. If you have to study, just clear your desk. Don't get up with the idea that okay, I have to sit to study now. Get up with the idea of just clearing your desk, or get up with the idea that you have to fold clothes, or get up and just go for a walk, 5 to 10 minute walk, or get up and just go and speak to your family. So in this way you are breaking the bit of being stuck on social media, and you can become and you can actually go to the task which you were aiming to do. Then the concept of burnout. Okay, so earlier what used to happen was, again what I said, that I would try to schedule many things in one day, and that would keep repeating every single day. And finally, towards the end of the week, during the weekend, I would feel completely burnt out. Like as soon as Saturday would come, I would be like, okay, thank God, it's Saturday, Sunday now, I can finally rest. And I would actually end up cancelling my social things. I would end up cancelling meeting my friends. I would end up cancelling visiting the relatives, which are all important. So I started doing this alternate days thing. So on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I would work a lot. I would schedule all my things on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and on Tuesday and Thursday I would give myself some time to relax, to do nothing, to just read, to study, or whatever I feel like doing. So whenever I do that, I plan my patient visits also in that way, that I get time to relax in between 2 consecutive days of working hard. I get to relax in between. So I plan my days that way. So maybe you also can plan your days that way, so you don't feel burnt out towards the end of the week, and you can actually enjoy your weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and you can actually do something fun which you want to do for a very long time, but you feel too tired to do during the weekend. Then the next tip is about sleeping on time. Now, if you've been following my Instagram account, you know that I emphasize on sleep a lot. If you have to get sleep, okay, so even if you feel that you haven't been able to achieve a lot during the entire day, it is very important that you sleep at night for at least 7 to 8 hours. So what I do is, I have fixed a particular time for sleeping. I sleep at 12 o'clock and I wake up at 7 o'clock. So I have stopped keeping alarms for waking up in the morning, but I keep an alarm for sleeping on time at 12 o'clock. So 12 to 7 is my fixed timing for sleeping, and I follow this even on weekends. I follow this even on Sundays. At 7 o'clock, 7:30 latest, I am up and I'm starting my day at that time. So this way I actually feel so much more fresh. Otherwise in the mornings I used to get up and I used to feel that why am I even doing what I'm doing? Why am I even getting up? Why am I doing all this? So fix a time for sleeping every day at 12 o'clock. At that time, just keep aside all your phones, gadgets, everything, and just sleep at 12 o'clock, lie down, and then wake up in the morning. You will automatically, your body has its own natural rhythm, and you will actually wake up at that particular time every day. Trust me, it happens. I have also been having this since the last 2 months, that I wake up without an alarm. So you can do this for sleep. Now, a very important concept which I have started doing since the past 1 month is time batching. So, suppose I have to complete 4 tasks A, B, C, D. Now, earlier when I used to multitask, I would end up doing A, B, C, D task. I would schedule my task every day. I would schedule A, for example, task A from 5 to 6. I would schedule task B from 6 to 7. So I used to keep all the 4 tasks in one day itself. But what used to happen was that I used to end up spending a lot of time switching between the tasks. And if I was doing task A, then for example, if I would take more time in completing the task A, then my task B, C and D would get lagged or it would not happen. So I would end up spending all my energy and time in task A, and that would get me more frustrated that way. So this is a completely wrong approach, and I realized that the last 2-3 months I've been realizing that it's a very wrong approach doing multitasking. So what I do is, a very effective strategy which has really worked out well for me is that I schedule my task A on Monday, I schedule my task B on Tuesday or Wednesday, I schedule my task C on Thursday and D on Friday. So for example, now my task A is shooting a video. Task B is making my content for Instagram. Task C is doing some artwork or baking something. Then task D is to search for articles related to my research. All these 4 different tasks are completely different, and you need completely different materials for every task. Now for example, for shooting my video, I need to set up the camera, I need to set up the stand, everything. I need to do makeup, I need to get ready that way. The second task, making content for Instagram, is that I have to open up my laptop, I have to search on things what I can make my content on Instagram for. So that is a completely different task requiring my laptop. Task C is doing artwork or baking something, then I would require the art materials, I would require the baking materials. So that is also a completely different task. And task D is again searching articles related to my research. So all these 4 tasks are completely different. They require completely different materials to finish. So what I started doing was I would schedule task A for Monday. So I would wash my hair on that day, I would apply makeup, I would set up my camera, and I would end up shooting 2 or 3 videos in one go on Monday itself. Then making content for Instagram, I would on Tuesday I would sit with my laptop for 4 to 5 hours in one go, and I would make my content for Instagram. Then doing some artwork or baking something, I would schedule it for Wednesday or Thursday, do 2-3 things in one go, and that way. And finally searching for articles related to my research. So all these things require concentration in different areas, and once I started doing all this, I found that after 1 or 2 hours of doing a particular task, I would get in the zone, and I was actually able to complete my task very effectively with 100% efforts of my own, and I would not require a lot of energy to do every task. So this is a strategy which has worked very well for me, and so my concentration power also doing one particular task has increased tremendously. Now about studying, how I study. So since the last 1 or 2 weeks, I have started applying this approach of doing a group study. So I am on a video call with my friends, with my batchmates, and we look at each other. The audio is on mute, but we look at each other and we study. So this is an approach which I have started using for studying, because this makes me more disciplined, that I have to allocate those 2 hours to only study properly. And because we are all looking at each other and studying, we don't even get up in between, we don't even get distracted, or we don't even end up doing other tasks. So this is a very good approach which I have started doing since the last 1-2 weeks, and I will continue this for how much ever I can, and it's a very good strategy. Now I've started using this website called Pomodoro. So in that you have to schedule. So what I do is I schedule a focused time for 20 minutes, and I schedule a break time of 10 minutes. Then again the focus task for 20 minutes and again for 10 minutes. So this I have started doing not just for my studying but also for other work, other content related work or anything. So for 20 minutes I am completely focused on one task, but I'm also getting a break for 10 minutes to stretch my body, to go out and just take a walk, to talk to my family, to drink water. I even exercise in between. So I've been using this Pomodoro timer and it is very much beneficial for me. It works very well for me because I have been able to focus very well for those 20 minutes and then taking a break and again 20 minutes. So this is also like one of the strategies which I've started applying. Now the next strategy is my desk. So usually I've seen that people's desks are clean, ultra clean, but my desk, you will never find it clean. You will always find it messy. I keep all my stuff on my desk which I need for the entire day, and I have cupboards but I don't keep my stuff inside. I always keep it all on my desk and it's completely messy, but it's important because when I'm sitting for some work, I have all the things at hand for my work, and also when I'm sitting for my work, all the things are right there, so I know that I have to finish this task today, I have to finish this task today, I have to finish that task. So all the things are there on my desk and I don't waste time in removing the things from inside to outside and vice versa to keep the things inside. So this desk thing is very important for me, that I keep all my things on the desk. I don't keep it clean at all. I do clean it, but then I don't keep it completely spick and span. I always have a messy desk. Then giving myself the priority. So this thing which I used to do wrong for a very long time is that I would go according to the schedule of other people and I would not give myself the priority. So I have realized that when you're working in the professional field, when you want to finally do a lot of things professionally, when you want to pursue a lot of hobbies or something, you need to give yourself the priority. If you already have a lot of things planned out for your entire week and suddenly you are getting a call on that day that to go and meet that person or to go and hang out or to go to a social event or to go to a family event, which is completely avoidable, but you end up getting swayed because you feel that you haven't been able to meet your friends for a very long time and you feel that you should go and do it. So I don't do that. My close friends also understand that very well about me, that once I have scheduled my things, I don't try to move away from the schedule. I go according to my schedule because I have spent a lot of energy in scheduling my things, and not giving importance to that schedule will automatically degrade that schedule in your own mind. If you don't give importance to your own time, nobody else will give importance to your time. So it's very important that you give importance to your time. Whatever scheduled things you have in your planner, whatever you've planned out, you give importance to that. And then if you have any time remaining, only then you actually put in the time for other people or social situations. So this I'm talking about only about situations which are avoidable and which I can schedule for later on as well. Now a few applications which I use the Google Calendar, because the Google Calendar is very effective at reminding me. It gives constant notifications to me that you have so and so task to be ready at this time. Other than that, I have a diary with me which I use to plan my entire week. And even the smallest thing I write down on my diary which I have to finish for that particular day, and I try to do it. So I have my own planner, and the second is Google Calendar. Google Calendar is a very amazing application which you can use to schedule your things, and it also gives you notifications, which it keeps giving you notifications that you have to keep doing, that you have to do this and this task at this time. So it's a very good application for me. There are lots of other applications which you can use. You can anytime just search about it, but this is one application which is for free and which I've been using since the last 1 month. Now to summarize this entire live session, number one, learning about time management when you are young, when you are a student, is very important because it helps you further in your professional life. When you have to do a lot of things at that time, you have a lot more responsibilities. So learning how to manage your time well when you are young is very important. It also helps you in living a healthier lifestyle, and it helps you to take care of yourself because you are a priority finally for yourself, and you are the only one who can take care of yourself. So time management is very important to be learned at a young age. Multitasking is not a good thing. You cannot put focus on one task. Your attention is divided in between many tasks, and you cannot give 100% to one task. So it's very important that you focus on only one task at a time for an extended period of time, so you can do that task very well. Then the third thing is identifying your weak points. My weak points were that I was multitasking. The second weak point was that I would be on social media for a very long time. And the third point was that I would end up not sleeping on time at night and having very less energy the next day. So identify your weak points, write it down if you would like to, and think that how you will target your own weak points. Then the fourth point is that along with identifying your weak points, even identify your strong points, and also identify during the entire day what time is the most active time for you. So identify that as well for yourself. Then the fifth point is plan your week. Every Sunday in the evening, sit and write down from Monday to Saturday, planning your entire week. Write down the must-dos, the column of must-dos, the column of fun stuff, and the column of have-to-dos, and club them all together so that there's a proper balance between all of them, and you get time to relax also, and you get time to breathe. Then the sixth point is time batching. What I have explained, that try to focus on only one task in one day for an extended period of time so you can give 100% to that task. Then keeping adequate breaks in between two vigorous days to relax yourself so you don't have burnout. You can consistently keep doing things. You can have breaks in between also. Identify your own body, that how much time do I need to recuperate from a particular vigorous task. So identify that for yourself. Have adequate breaks in between 2 days to relax yourself. Then sleeping on time. It is very important. No amount of even if you think that you are going to sleep for 5 to 6 hours from Monday to Friday, and you will recover for that lost amount of sleep on the weekend, it doesn't work like that. Your body needs 7 to 8 hours every single day. You cannot recover or recharge that amount of sleep during the weekends by sleeping for 12 to 14 hours during the weekends. It doesn't work like that. Your body will start shutting down if you do that. So have your adequate sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours every single day. Then if you have to study, if you are a student, if you have to study, or if you have some work which is to be completed, try out the Pomodoro timer. Sit down on a video call with your friends or your colleagues and motivate each other, help each other out that way. Then desk. Plan your desk well. Keep all your things, whatever is required for the entire day on your desk. Then give yourself a priority. Give your time a priority. Give your time the importance. That is how your friends or your colleagues or your family members will start respecting your time as well. And whatever you have scheduled during your entire week, don't move from that schedule. If you have more fun stuff, if you already have your fun stuff planned out throughout the week, you will get that time for yourself. So don't go on to some other fun stuff also and completely forget about the have to do and the must to do part of your day. So schedule your week accordingly and stay on that schedule. Try to adjust your other things according to that. And finally, get a planner for yourself or plan your things on Google Calendar, which I also use. Google Calendar keeps giving you notifications, so plan your entire week accordingly. So this is it for my time management lecture, and I hope you have benefited, like a few tips or a few pointers which would have worked well for you. So I hope you try these pointers out, or you try to identify your own tips which will work out for you the way I have done for myself. So thank you so much for attending it, and I hope it was helpful for you all. And stay fit, stay healthy, plan your week according to however you want, but it's very important to manage your time to live a more healthier and active lifestyle. Later on, if you are young, it's very important to manage your time, to learn how to manage your time, so that later on you can actually benefit from that. So that's it, and thank you for attending, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.